So today, we're going to talk about achieving Indicator 2 in our classroom observation. Indicator 2 is present both in our first demonstration for this school year, 2025-2026, and in our second observation. Again, take note, there are only 6 indicators that you have to simultaneously present to your respective observers. We have posted that in our previous pages. But the second indicator is our main focus for today. We're going to understand how we're going to achieve Indicator 2 in our classroom observation and how to reach that outstanding mark. So for teacher 1, remember, your equivalent indicator is to use a range of teaching strategies that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills. So gagamitin mo yung tinatawag na teaching strategies upang mapalakas yung learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So we will learn how to define each of these, literacy and numeracy, and we will understand how to reach that outstanding mark. And of course, for MT1 and 2, the highly proficient level, we have to do this, evaluated with colleagues, the effectiveness of teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So there's a slight difference here. This reflects the dual role of the master teachers, where they are at the same time teachers and at the same time raters of the respective teachers that are under them. So this is the dual role of our dear master teacher. So since you will be demonstrating this in the classroom, you also have to mentor other colleagues how to do this, how to promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So if you are of higher level already, if you are MT3 to 5, your indicator 2 is modeled a comprehensive selection of effective teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So this is another whole new level. You will be modeling a comprehensive selection of effective teaching strategies. So let's try to find out paano natin makakamit yung outstanding mark for this particular objective or indicator. So as you can see here, I have placed here and compiled already your necessary tools for you to understand how to reach that particular outstanding mark. So for teacher 1 to 3, you have to reach at least level 6 in the PPST. As you notice, this is darker green. For teacher 4 to 7, you have to reach at least level 7. So notice that the objective for teacher 1 to 3 is the same, exactly the same for teacher 4 to 7. So as you can see here, still use a range of teaching strategies that enhance learner achievement, literacy, and numeracy skills. It's nothing different actually. But if you become master teacher, your color will change to sky blue, and as you can see, it reflects already your dual role. You have to involve colleagues and you have to evaluate with them the effectiveness of your teaching strategies in order to promote. And much more than that, yung level 4, yung teacher 4 to 7, level 7 na po yung target natin. So if you are a teacher, as higher standard po, the higher our position, higher our standards in order to reach the outstanding mark. So huwag nyo gamitin yung level 7 for teacher 1, level 6 lang po ang pinaka-highest. So if teacher 1 will reach the highest level 6 na outstanding na po siya automatically. Okay, then level 4, if level 5, level 3. So you have a different standard for each of these people here. Okay, so as you can see, I just mentioned dual role, diba? Yung master teacher, you have to show this using the COT. It becomes a classroom observable practice. It means dapat yung i-demonstrate to habang nasa classroom kayo, habang nagkaroon kayong classroom observation with your principal. On the other hand, you also need to display this as a non-classroom observable practice. So, meron kang mga tinatawag na MOVs na dapat i-prepare. So, look here, exactly what you have to do in order to reach level 5. You need to lead the utilization, adoption of refined, enhanced strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So, dapat meron kang MOV. Okay? So, sabi dito, maximum of cross-cutting MOVs to be presented. Okay, may dalawa. So, cross-cutting means hindi mo dapat siyang i-reproduce. It means one copy will apply to all objectives already kasi for this school year, hindi naman necessary na may portfolio ka. So, for non-classroom observable practice, any of the following documents. So, sabi dito, any one. So, sa 4 na binigay dito, isa lang ang ating i-attach. Alright? So, sabi dito, you can attach yung performance monitoring and coaching form. Abangan nyo to. We're going to teach you how to fill up the performance monitoring and coaching form, and we're going to provide an example for you to understand. Okay? So, in addition, kung gusto mo yung PMCF, pwede. Pero yung highest level talaga is meron kang approved action plan highlighting the utilization and adoption of the refined and enhanced strategies. So, dapat merong kang MOV4 kasi specified po dito na MOV4 para makuha mo yung outstanding. So, for all master teachers that are listening, hit nyo po yung action plan. So, kung gusto nyo sample ng action plan highlighting the utilization, adoption, or refined enhanced strategies, okay, we're going to share to you that. So, just comment po and we will try our best to actually do it, no? And provide you with samples. Then, guided colleagues in refining enhanced teaching strategies that promote learner achievement, literacy, and numeracy based on the evaluation results as evidenced by MOV3. So, lesser po ito. Meron lang mga MOV3. So, ayaw natin ng 4 lang, no? Dapat yung 5. So, dapat action plan yung i-attach natin, okay? So, ito, kung gusto nyo yung PMCF lang, 1 lang po. So, wag naman nating i-target lang na 1 lang yung grade natin or 2 yung grade natin, magiging unsatisfactory tayo. Kapag wala kang na-place na evidence as shown, ay magiging 1. So, kung wala ka at least sa 4 na ito, minutes lang naman to, di ba? Usually, kapag merong meeting kayo, di ba, meron kayong minutes, so, auto-copy na agad, di ba? So, yung PMCF is lowest. Titingnan nyo. Yung number 2, meron kang minutes ng discussion o qualitative feedback based on classroom observations, then you receive 3 points. Pero remember, dalawa to. So, this is considered quality. This is the classroom observable practice. At saka, if you got 5 here, tapos 1 dito, of course, you will reach around in between 5 and 2. So, basically, between 5 and 2, the average maybe is around, diba, 3.5 something. Okay? So, at least, hindi masyadong mababa. Pero for goodness sake, diba? We are here to discuss because gusto natin, outstanding ka. So, gagawin mo lang to reach sa lahat ng master teachers natin, 1 and 2 na nakikinig. Then, target, by all means, isa lang, approve action plan highlighting the utilization. Sabi dito, you have to any of the following lang. Any one of the following. So, isa lang yung i-attach natin. Marami ang nako-confuse kapag sasabihin any of the following. Any of the following means kahit alin dyan, no? As enumerated, pili ka lang ng isa. Okay? So, that's what it means. Okay? That's why maraming confusion as to the qualification standards ng Principal 1 kasi hindi sila marunong mag-interpret kung anong ibig sabihin ng any one of the following. So, at least, no, that's part of statutory construction. Dapat nating malaman yan and we have to learn that. That's for Master Teacher 1 and 2. How about Master Teacher 3 to 5? 3, 4, and 5. So, dito, this is the highest level, distinguished level na po ito. Modeled a comprehensive selection of effective teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So, sabi dito, classroom observation tool and proof of attendance of colleagues, tapos level 9 na po. So, if you notice, wala po silang non-classroom observable indicator, unlike po sa Master Teacher 1 and 2. Okay, kasi mas mahirap po itong modeled comprehensive selection of effective strategies. So, makikita natin later on as we look at the rubrics. Pero, we would like to share to you this summary, no? Ang nangyayari kasi, if you look at level 6, dito po nagsa-start yung outstanding mark ng tinatawag nating Teacher 1 to 3. For Teacher 4 to 7 po, ito po yung highest ninyo. So, yung Master Teacher 1 to 2 naman, ito pong discriminating yung highest natin. Okay, this is the continuum. At distinguished naman is yung highest nyo, 9. So, logically, ito po yung expected sa atin if we are already distinguished. And mataas na po ang level natin. So, for instance, this picture here will show you kung gaano nag-shift yung standard natin when it comes to different teaching position. So, if you notice, yung Teacher 1 to 3 beginning towards proficient yan. So, this is one of the distinguishing aspect of ECP. Binago po nila yung range. Kasi, if you remember, yung beginning, these are the teachers which are newly hired. But yung Teacher 1 to 3, tawagin natin silang beginning towards proficient. So, yung range nila, hindi po not evident to applying, but it's from building to consolidating. Kaya level 6 po yung highest ninyo if you are Teacher 1 to 3. Okay? So, dito po tayo nagsisimula. Yung highest natin, nagko-consolidate na tayo sa ating mga skills. Then, if you are already proficient, like Teacher 4 to Teacher 4 to 7, yung highest natin integrating na tayo. Then, highly proficient is discriminating na tayo and then synthesizing. Yung discriminating, hindi yan nagdi-discriminate sa ating mga bata. Ibig sabihin, the teacher applies deep knowledge and understanding of the indicator. So, iba ka na sa ibang teacher, no? And discriminately indicator discriminately to contextualize teaching and learning process within the discipline to meet the individual and group learning goals. So, the context of discriminating here means alam nyo paano i-tailor fit yung instruction in order to fit to the kind of learners na meron kayo. That is a very important skill of a teacher kasi we have to be responsive to the needs of our learners and to understand their particular context and try to create from them a person which is considered a lifelong learner. So, mahirap po itong gawin. No? It's a very challenging task to do. Okay, so makikita natin these are the range. So, ibig sabihin po, if you are the rater, iba-iba po yung standard na gagamitin natin. If we are talking about teacher 1 to 3, iba yung standard natin. Teacher 4 to 7, at least higher po yung standard natin. Yung lowest nila, iba po kasi. No? Lowest nila, organizing. Di ba? Lowest na yun para sa kanila. But remember, that's middle ground for a beginning teacher. No? For a newly hired teacher. Beginning po yan. No? So, for a highly proficient teacher po, then, yung standard natin, tataas naman po. So, we have to do it differently for every type of person that we are rating. So, we have to adjust. No? The standard adjust. So, punta tayo sa indicator. This is the best rubric that we could have and to understand how we should rate each of the teachers. So, kung titingnan natin, di ba, level 6 po, teacher 1, 2, 3. Ito po yung highest natin. So, if teacher po kayo, always target the outstanding mark. Target po the outstanding mark, kaya niyo yan. So, titingnan nyo anong nasa rubrics. Tapos, yung highest, if you are teacher 4 to 7, yung target naman, set your eyes po, focus on level 7. If you are a master teacher and you're listening now, focus on level 8. And if you are a distinguished master teacher 3 to 5, then of course you put your eyes on level 9. So, we will each discuss each one of this and paano natin ma-achieve to in different subject areas like science, math, Filipino, and English, and for kinder to grade 3. So, we will provide concrete examples po. But let's try to analyze muna the progression of literacy and numeracy skills. Ano ba talaga yung literacy and numeracy skills? Literacy, di ba? As human beings, we interact with each other through symbols. The words that I'm speaking now, mga lahat ng words na sinasabi ko ngayon are symbols. These are words that come out, that I produce to my mouth, and then you listen and you understand because you basically understand what each of the sound means. Katulad ng pinipresent ko sa inyo ngayon, di ba? We have a table here. Now, teachers usually understand this table. Now, we want to test that particular level of understanding. Kaya ba ng estudyante mag-interpret ng symbols or mag-comprehend ng bagay-bagay? So, kaya nga ginawa natin ang platform na ito in order to avoid the wrong interpretation. Marami kasing wrong interpretation. Tayo pa tinatawag na fake news. So marami pong nagkakamali sa kanilang interpretation sa symbols. So, dapat, that is a skill. In administrative law, there is what you call statutory construction. In mathematics, we have analysis, and we have statistics, we have analysis of graphs and tables. Okay? Skill po ito. Tuturo po ako ng research, and one of the major skills that we learn is to interpret what each number means in statistics. If you are doing research, makikita natin, the alpha means something. Diba? Yung mean, yung standard deviation, may ibig sabihin yan. Yung ability natin to understand all these symbols is what we wanted to share to our learners. Now, importante nating i-propagate ang skill na ito sa ating mga bata dahil when they grow up, they will become the next generation of leaders. So, as leaders, dapat evidence-based, diba? Evidence-based thinking tayo, evidence-based yung decision natin. That is basically based on how we interpret our environment and at the same time, how we interpret information. So here we have a table and we have to understand the complexity of the rubrics, how it transitions from one level to another. Like for example, yung level 1, tingnan natin, the teacher does not use the teaching strategies that address learners' literacy or numeracy needs. Walang pagbibigay attention sa mga needs ng learners, diba? And walang application ng strategy. Number 2, the teacher uses disconnected teaching strategies to address literacy. So, meron siyang strategy this time, but hindi naman connected, no? To address the literacy and numeracy of the learners. Pangatlo, the teacher uses loosely connected teaching strategies to address learners' literacy and numeracy needs. At number 4, the teacher occasionally applies. Occasionally na dito. Then, the teacher frequently applies. So, there is already a high level of frequency. And then 6, the teacher consistently. So, consistent na po yung level 6. And meron ng relevant strategies that enhance learners' literacy or numeracy skills. So, tingnan nyo, attention here, teacher 1 to 3, dito po yung outstanding mark nyo. As long as you consistently apply relevant strategies that enhance learners' literacy and numeracy, outstanding na po kayo. Teacher 1 to 3. At tingnan nyo yung features of practice. The teacher provides activities na nag-i-enhance ng learners' literacy or numeracy. Tingnan nyo ha, and or. So, hindi po kayo mag-grade ng maliit for teacher 1 to 3 kung literacy lang yung pinapakita. Kasi and or. Okay, any literacy or numeracy, pwede ring dalawa. Skills in all aspects of the lesson. And of course, if you are teacher 4 to 7, target nyo naman yung level 7, the teacher employs activities that enhance and support learners' higher level of literacy or numeracy skills as a significant part of his or her instruction. So yung teacher, in-employ yung mga activities, tapos nag-i-enhance siya ng learners' higher level of literacy. Hindi lang normal na literacy ha. Higher level of literacy and numeracy skills. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo, yung comprehension, yung ability natin mag-interpret at mag-understand, isa po siyang skill. Unfortunately, even people from higher positions, sometimes they don't even know how to interpret a basic provision. So, yun yung reason sometimes iba-iba yung interpretation, but there is a way for us to interpret a particular provision of law and even administrative law, because issuances here in Department of Education is something that we have to interpret based on the context of how laws are crafted, no? Because administrative laws enables statutory provisions, no? So like Republic Act 9155, meron tayong mga DepEd orders dyan. All our DepEd orders are meant to implement educational law. So that's our level of interpretation. So for teacher 4 to 7, need lang nyo i-integrate well-connected teaching strategies. Dapat yung mga strategies natin well-connected na po. At nagpropromote siya ng individual and group learners. So as you can see, merong difference dito ha. Yung 7, meron na pong group, promote individual and group critical literacy and critical numeracy skills. Wala po yan sa 6. But if master teacher ka this time, the teacher adjusts teaching and learning strategies. There is already a sense of adjustment. Okay? Diba? Discriminating na po. You have to adjust your teaching and learning strategies in order to enhance individual and group learners' critical literacy and critical numeracy skills. So there is tailored, you need to tailor fit your instruction. And the teacher, see, the features of practice aligns with this. The teacher modifies, binabago niya, challenging the activities upang mag-fit to the learner's level of literacy and numeracy skills. And the highest level, the one I mentioned a while ago is for master teachers. And the highest level is that the teacher negotiates with and supports learners as they develop strategies for the ongoing review of their critical literacy or critical numeracy skills. So, as you can see, there is already a negotiation with and supports learners as they develop strategies. So parang sa level 9, pinapakita po na yung mga estudyante are lifelong learners na talaga. They are independent learners. And ang ginagawa lang ng teacher is nagpro-provide siya ng opportunities for learners to independently select literacy and numeracy strategies that support their learning. There are options for them, how they're going to go about learning it, and those options are made available to them. Iba talaga kapag choice mo, di ba? Just like us, no, when we are forced to do something na hindi naman natin choice, hindi po tayo natututo. We don't have that motivation. But if we are crafting or creating very curious learners, independent learners, iba po yung approach nila, nagiging very curious sila, and they can make a particular choice as to how best they can learn. So, yun po yung 9, the highest level. So, as mentioned a while ago, I've already defined this, di ba? Yung literacy skills, anong ibig sabihin? If you have clarifications, anong ibig sabihin ng literacy skills, basahin nyo yan. But a while ago, I said these skills needed for reading and writing, di ba? Para makasulat ka, gagawa ka ng simbolo, gagawa ka ng symbols, or could be sounds, could be visuals, and these include awareness of sounds of language, awareness of print, Right now, do you completely understand what I'm saying? And the relationship between letters and sounds. Okay, other skills such as creating knowledge to writing as well as developing media and technology are part of literacy skills. So writing, gagawa ka ng particular article, 'di ba? So that's what you call literacy. Okay? So hindi lang literacy reading lang, normal reading. It could be higher level, right? Gagawa ka ng libro, gagawa ka ng isang article. So examples of literary skills in iPad Classroom like reading the behavior of animals, even reading the behavior of animals, symbols of leaves, formation of clouds, all these, wind direction, that's literacy. Okay? So marunong ka mag-interpret ng wind direction, ng temperature. Anong ibig sabihin? Like, there are people who can even predict the weather, no, by just looking at the environment. So, of course, no, this is a form of literacy. Like, even identifying the meaning of dreams, although that's very hard to do, but, that's a form of literacy. And skills which consist of comprehending, for numeracy naman, it consists of skills of comprehending, applying fundamental arithmetic operations like addition, for very basic to, but you can also go higher as you interpret data, charts, diagrams, process information, solve problems, and to make decisions based on logical thinking and reasoning. So merong examples po of numeracy skills in SPED Classroom like up-down movement of brushing of teeth, counting the number of boys and girls, folding of clothes using numbered pattern, as basic as that. But what is critical literacy? Na-mention po ito for starting for teacher 4 to 7 and then for master teacher. So iba po to. The ability to critically analyze and evaluate the meaning of text as it relates to community and global issues to inform a critical stance. Okay, so as you can see, it relates to the community and the global issues to inform a critical stance. So critical literacy is all about making a stand based on how you interpret things. Okay? So, merong ibang tao na they can create a stand which is based on false ground. For example, you insist on citing an old provision of DepEd memorandum. Okay? Nagpo-post ka pa dyan sa Facebook na ito yung tama, ito yung tapa. Pero the DepEd memorandum was way back 2023. Now, remember, DepEd memorandum usually applies only within the year. Okay? Kaya nga, if you try to check DepEd memorandum for Brigada Eskwela, because the provisions will only apply for that particular year. The DepEd memorandum for principal's test, because it is usually applicable only for that particular year. But DepEd orders are binding, no, prospectively, unless rescinded. Yung kaibahan ng DepEd memorandum at saka DepEd order. So we have to be informed when we watch and read something. We have to know if it's correct or not. Okay? So sometimes it's sad na some of us do not know how to actually interpret proper provisions. Okay? So how about critical numeracy? The ability to effectively use mathematical concepts in applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating ideas. Okay? So iba to, 'di ba, sa critical literacy. This time, gagamitin mo yung mathematical concepts, ina-apply mo, ina-analyze, evaluate, tapos gagawa ka ng ideas based on that. So, yung critical literacy basically stands po natin sa community and global issues based on informed decision. We have to make an informed decision based on how we interpret provisions of law or, for example, the situation or political stance, etc. We know that that particular news is fake, that one is true. So, basically, making an informed decision and making a good stance based on good analysis of information. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng critical literacy and critical numeracy. So, paano natin i-develop yan? Take note, yung teacher 4 to 7, master teachers, saka yung titingnan natin, critical numeracy na pong ginagamit, teacher 4 to 7. Wala po yan dito sa 6. So, you have to involve critical issues in the community, in the global scenario po. Yung 8, meron din, no? Sinabi na dito, critical literacy and or numeracy. So, any of those, okay? Then 9, critical literacy pa rin. So, attention, master teacher 3 to 5. So, yun po. Those are very important things you have to understand. And then, Disconnected teaching strategies, ibig sabihin yung approach mo which are inappropriate in addressing literacy and numeracy skills. Iba yung pinapagawa mong strategies, wala namang relationship sa literacy and numeracy. Okay, then teaching approaches which are mismatched in addressing literacy and numeracy needs irregularly occurs, yung occasionally, yung frequently, often, no? But hindi always. Consistently, dandun talaga. At saka yung relevant strategies, meaning yung approach mo which are moderately associated with the learner's developmental needs upang i-enhance natin yung literacy and numeracy skills. So, relevant meaning nababagay po sa ating mga learners. So, punta tayo sa example. So, for teacher 1 to 3, level 6 lang po. Dapat consistent lang yung integration natin. So, we have here examples. Like for science teachers, in a lesson on climate change, the teacher models how to critically interpret multiple types of data representations like line graphs, pie charts, and to draw conclusions. Kapag nagawa nyo to, automatic na po sila. Outstanding na po ang ibigay natin. The teacher consistently requires students to use the scientific process for structuring written arguments derived from numerical data. Okay? So, makikita natin dito, meron kang numerical data at gagawa sila ng mga written arguments. For math, you can also do integrate mathematical literacy across learners. So, the teacher consistently incorporates process-oriented writing tasks into every lesson, requiring students to clearly articulate their problem-solving steps and underlying mathematical reasoning using precise vocabulary and complete sentences. So, merong literacy. English Filipino. So, pwede ito when teaching persuasive writing, the teacher requires students na mag-evaluate ng credibility of a source by analyzing its numerical data. So see, this skill of knowing exactly if that particular, for example, provision is true or not is a literacy skill. Okay? Pero sometimes mayroon tayong mga kasamahan na hindi pa po literate. So, dapat natin i-develop talaga to. Okay? So, we have to share and create awareness kasi yung iba hindi po marunong mag-interpret pa muna. Okay? So, evaluate the credibility of source by analyzing its numerical data and then effectively cite and integrate that quantitative evidence in their argument using proper grammar and text structure. So, literacy and numeracy integration. How about for kinder to grade 3? So, yung teacher ensures that numeracy is integrated in storytelling. Okay? Like, for example, sequencing events using ordinal numbers, comparing characters, sizes, and quantities. Sinong mas malaki, sinong mas maliit. And that literacy is integrated into math centers. This application covers all major aspects of the lesson. So, for all teacher 1 to 3, these are examples here that you can do. It must be reflected in your lesson plan, although this could be interconnected with our previous discussion on integration across and within curriculum areas. So, that's why you can simultaneously actually do them. No, in your lesson plan, you just have to really annotate just to show that there is literacy and numeracy. And I would like to share, there are questions from our colleagues. Yung master teachers natin, raters natin, principals, wag naman po kayo mag-imbento ng more than what is required in the rubrics. So, anong nakasulat sa rubrics dyan, yun lang po ang i-evaluate natin. So, I heard there are some who are creating additional guidelines. Like, for example, for grade 6, dapat yung i-integrate daw yung grade 5 lesson. Hindi naman necessary na grade 5 lesson po yung i-integrate natin. As long as it could be integrated to other subjects which is interconnected with the lesson, or it could be within that particular subject lang po. Whether it's before or any concept that is related to other subjects or field, enough na po yun. Wag po kayong mag-add ng additional requirements na hindi naman nakasulat po sa rubrics. Only what is written in the rubrics, yun lang po ang i-require natin. Do not add additional. Hindi po tayo from the central office na tayo ang gagawa ng additional rubrics for our teachers. Huwag natin pahirapan si teacher. As long as na-hit na niya po yung rubrics, what is required in the rubrics, then by all means, give that teacher the outstanding mark already kapag na-meet. Kapag hindi naman, din turuan natin, di ba? So that they can hit that particular outstanding mark. So, yung PMCF, yung Performance Monitoring and Coaching, all throughout the year yan. For teacher 4 to 7, punta tayo dito. For science, anong kaibahan? This is critical skills promotion already. Yung teacher nagpo-provide na with 2 conflicting scientific reports. So, as you can see, meron ng critical ha. and then requiring them to analyze the numerical basis of each study's methodology or sample size, and then write a critique that analyzes the text's persuasive language and rhetoric, no? So that's critical literacy already, diba? So we talk about critical numeracy and critical literacy a while ago. So as you can see, these are issues already in the community, diba? So as you can see, nakikita natin dito yung critical skills promotion. Sa math naman, the teacher designs problems based on real-world Philippine context. Nakikita niyo yung pattern? For teacher 4 to 7 and master teacher, related na po sa community natin. Global issues na po. So like the teacher designs problems based on real-world Philippine context like local budget allocation. Ngayon, no, ginagawa yung GAA natin. So yung sari-sari store pricing, where students must first critique the assumption embedded in the problem's numerical setup, justifying their chosen formula, and then clearly defend their financial recommendations in a formal presentation. For English Filipino naman, the teacher models how to deconstruct complex non-fiction texts like debit orders, news article, or economic issues. So, maganda to, no? How do they break down? Marami tayong example sa post natin kung saan maraming iba't iba yung interpretation in a particular provision. Okay? So, as you can see, that is a question of literacy sometimes. Even in our level, diba? Literacy sometimes is not that common after all. So, to identify, extract, and evaluate the implied numerical relationships or statistical claims being used to influence the reader. Okay? So, next, kinder to grade 3. So, integrated problem-solving narratives. So, the teacher uses long, complex narratives where the solution requires students to critically evaluate different numerical options, like which container holds more water or which path is faster, then justify their choice using complete sentences and spatial comparative vocabulary. So, teacher 4 to 7, if nagawa nyo to sa inyong subject, then of course, no, ito na yung critical skills promotion, outstanding mark na po ang dapat ibigay kapag nakaya ni teacher na i-meet ito. Critical, again, definition revolves around community issues, global issues, issues that are related to our everyday lives. Then we have science for master teacher naman natin, no? Master teacher 1 and 2. So, systematic adjustment and individualization. As you can remember, this is all about discriminating our teaching strategies to fit our learners. So ito na yung standard for master teachers. How do you discriminate? Not to discriminate na oppression, ha? That is a different, baka iba na naman yung interpretation ng iba sa atin dito. So it's discriminating, and it is provided here that it is discriminating really, no? So wag po tayong mag-interpret ng mali. Right? So, for master teachers, gagawan nyo ng, for example, for science, after a unit assessment, the teacher systematically identifies small groups of learners needing improvement with either graph interpretation or scientific explanation writing. So, as you can see, there is already tailor-fitting, no? The teacher then modifies subsequent lesson plans to include targeted individual reading material. So, you will be having your classroom observation. Please inform and place it in your lesson plan that you have specifically tailored fit this particular approach to this particular group of learners, no? Adjustment and individualization kasi yung required. Next is math. So, needs-based strategy adjustment. The teacher uses pre-assessment results or word problem comprehension to categorize student needs. So, pakitang gilas kayo na you are categorizing the student needs. For those struggling with literacy, the teacher adjusts the strategy by using question, restate, compute, state. No, that's a scaffolding model. While those needing numeracy improvement receive more complex computation drills. So the observer will notice na you have this particular tailor-fitting. No? There is an adjustment and individualization on your side. For English and Filipino this time, the teacher uses ongoing formative assessment like portfolio reviews to identify specific literacy weak points, synthesizing information using transition words, and the teacher then adjusts the core strategy. So, adding a pre-writing graphic organizing for sentences only for the needed groups and provides differentiated text. So, again, the theme here is individualization. Okay? And tailor-fitting your strategy to fit your learners. And, of course, for kinder, then the teacher maintains kinder to grade 3. Okay? The teacher maintains detailed ongoing learning profiles for each student and using them to adjust the complexity of the literacy and numeracy tasks daily. For instance, a child mastering number sense receives tasks involving base 10 blocks, while child struggling with blending sounds receives focused phonological awareness games during the center time. So, meron na kayong ganito na meron kang tinitingnan mo ano yung situation ng bata, tapos ginagawan mo ng paraan. Of course, you are already doing systematic adjustment and individualization. See? And then the last, yung distinguish natin. So, learner agency and independent review ang gusto nating makita dito. So, guided independent research. So, students are given an environmental problem. Okay, for example, meron tayong problema, plastic pollution in the local coast. Or ipakita nyo yung picture na isang whale na natabunan yung mukha ng Pampers, no? Hindi pa, diaper pala. Sorry. So, may diaper and namatay yung whale. So, how do we solve this particular problem? No, you show this problem to your learners, and you do negotiated supported to independently select the best research method. So, to investigate the issue, and they will justify their choice of literacy and numeracy tools used in their final report. For math teacher naman, for complex and open-ended mathematical modeling tasks, the teacher provides a menu of acceptable tools, like merong spreadsheet, merong geometric software, calculus methods, and then the students, sila na yung independently mag-choose ng best tool to solve the problem, and then present a reflective journal detailing why that tool enhanced their critical numeracy skills. So, English and Filipino independent critical review strategy development. So, the teacher introduces multiple high-level critical literacy strategies. Like students, as you can see here, it's all about choices, no? Giving them the choice. Okay, sila na yung bahala paano nila gagawin kasi independent learners po, learner agency, sila yung gagawa. Teachers will be facilitators of learning. So, yung approach natin dito, inquiry-based talaga, no? And they will be the one learning. Okay? For kinder to grade 3, tingnan nyo, during reading and numeracy center time, students are provided with a selection of independent review tools, self-correcting flashcards, peer reading opportunities, manipulatives for checking work, and the teacher negotiates with the learner. Saan kayo dito? Which one of these fits your learning style? So, there is already metacognition in a sense that the learner will be able to identify paano sila best natututo. So, parang we are promoting independent learning and lifelong learners from our learners themselves. So, ganito po yung highest level. To be distinguished, ganito po yung gagawin natin. So, that ends our discussion for today. So, start thinking of how you're going to simultaneously do the objective 1 and the objective 2. Okay? So, it is integrating across different development areas and then promoting strategies. Remember, for 2, it's strategy itself. Okay? The objective 1 is all about connecting to other subjects and even within the subject. Topics within the subject. It could be a previous topic. It could be something that is common to them in order for them to do that connection. But for objective 2, it's all about strategies. And there is a different standard when you go higher from beginning to proficient, highly proficient, and being distinguished. Okay. I hope you learned something today. No, abangan natin yung objective 3. We will do our best to hurry up with this so that we can share to you a sample lesson plan. If you wish to have this PowerPoint presentation, please don't forget to subscribe to us in Facebook or message us if you have questions so that we can help you with your journey in reaching the outstanding mark. So to all teachers that are here, we would like to thank you for your support to our page. We have reached 30,000 subscribers and we are very happy to the overwhelming support. So rest assured, the team of Learning with Doc Levs will always be there to help you in your journey of reaching that outstanding mark, because we believe that by helping our teachers get promoted, helping them achieve the best version of themselves, we can help more learners also do better in school, and you will be able to touch more lives. So thank you so much, teachers, for all your hard work, and laban po tayo kahit maraming calamity. Let's all pray together for everyone. With that, thank you so much, and I'll see you po in our next video.